Okay. So like I said, I went through yesterday's stream and there was no commentary, so I have to make sure that I check my audio before I start. Alright, so today I'm going to jump on my other characters here. I thought about continuing the side quest with Warlock, but I'm thinking that I really do want to get on my other two characters. So Warlock is pretty much 220 right now. Excuse me. And then Titan, I jumped on the character a little bit yesterday, and it was pretty simple to get him to 200. You just go to the tower, you pick up some armor. It does cost quite a bit of glimmer per piece, but you can do that pretty easily. So if you have multiple characters like I do, I basically just played Warlock until he got to about 220, and now I'm jumping on the other characters and getting their gear up to 200 now. So you really don't have to play anything on the other two characters. You just go to the tower and you for weapons you can go to Banshee. For armor you can go to 801 and level up everything. So Bungie did change that a while back to where the power level is shared account wide, so it helps us to, if you have multiple characters, it helps us to level up faster. But they don't share the story progression, so there's that. I trimmed down the vault a little bit more. Like I mentioned before or yesterday, that's what I was talking about. So I'm going through all the exotics, looking at what I want to keep, what I want to toss out, and because I have too many copies of things. And so what I'm keeping is based on what the main perk actually is. So if it leans into one of the stats, then I'll go in that direction. Like this one, the arc melee kills grant health and melee energy. So on this particular helmet, I would want to keep the one with the most melee damage on it, or the highest melee stat on it. But yeah, for this episode, it's just I wanted to know people's take on the game at this point. Stuff in here. So for armamentarium, you gain an additional grenade charge. So obviously you would want to have a piece with a high grenade stat on it. So this is plus 20, 12, 15, and another 20. So, yeah. Titan, I don't know how I'm gonna approach him. I was thinking yesterday that I would lean more into health than I am on Warlock, just to have a really tanky character. But I'll see how it goes. It depends on, like I said, the what the main perk actually does. But for Titans, I'm thinking lean more into health, the health stat, simply because a lot of his builds are close range, melee. You run around, you're punching things. So I would say high melee stat, high health stat. Because when you have to fight a lot of enemies, especially yellow bars going close range, you're gonna leave yourself really vulnerable. But I was using the Arc build yesterday after I signed off. I mean, it's still good, you know. So it's still good. But you don't get any of the weapon and the armor bonuses if you're using old stuff. But for the activities that I was going through, was it Altars of Sorrow and the Moon? Basically, that's where people still go to test their builds, see how much ad clearing they can do. Yeah, so I still have Scatter Signal, Come to Pass, which is, I crafted this one, Dragonfly, Perpetual, Motion Enhanced. Sustain damage from this weapon, exhaust the target for a short duration. So, exhausted targets deal reduced outgoing damage. So I like this one. It is a high impact frame, but it kind of fires like a precision. I can be pretty precise with it, which is why I added Dragonfly on here. The range is really good, stability is really good. Handling, not so much. Reload speed, but overall the recoil direction at 98. Yeah, so the polygonal rifling, stability, steady rounds, of course, that greatly increases stability. And then combined with the 98 out of 100 recoil direction, this is one of my favorites. I've got over 2,200 kills on this thing, so I use it a lot. And then wrap it up with Thunderlord. The original Thunderlord I had, I deleted it because I think this was included in what got sunset. I can't quite remember, but this is definitely a Destiny 1 weapon. So I'm thinking in vanilla Destiny 2, it wasn't around, and then Bungie bought it into D2. With the catalyst causing a lightning strike with this weapon partially reloads the magazine from reserves. So it's very, very good for bosses. Because if you're like, you got 60, I have 62 in the magazine. So if you're causing lightning strikes while you're firing this, it's just gonna keep, well, I won't say reloading, but you keep getting ammo added back into your current magazine. So you just stand there and you just keep firing. So yeah, it's really good against tanky or spongy bosses, I should say. Now, am I gonna run the story missions on this? No. I really don't like the story missions, so I'm not really enthusiastic about running it again. But yeah. And then I've got other builds for Titan, but I'm gonna have to, I guess, revisit everything, because now I have to figure out how I'm gonna run him. And I don't think I have a prismatic build for him that I think everyone's using. So I gotta look for guides and see what's the meta for this character. Is that Ikora's ghost?
I think it's safe to say this is what's disrupting our movements. places like this in old ruins. Never liked the look. These readings have a bearing. Gravimetric distortions leading out past orbit. Like footprints. Like a trail we're meant to follow. Guardian, I'm sending coordinates your way. It appears we have an invitation.
I'm curious to see how this loot is gonna drop. I don't even know what I'm wearing. Let's see. That's fine. I probably grab Graviton, maybe.
Guardian, welcome to Kepler as the Vanguard Archive vaults. The gravimetric distortions we track from the EDZ are tangled in the excess of dark matter. In our records, this planetoid was confirmed to be unoccupied and inert. These readings indicate a singularity. Something's keeping this planetoid stable and our matter intact. Guardian, there's a black hole here on Kepler. This is dangerous. If at any point the singularity destabilizes, swallow us and take the entire Sol system with it. We need to find whoever sent our invitation. They need our help.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. No, that was a flashback, really, of how Destiny 1 started, with the fallen captain showing up or coming into the camera.
Guardian, I can see you've got Elixir hostiles incoming. I'm picking up what I think is a distress signal. I've been able to isolate a radio signal from the telemetry. It had some primitive decryption on it. Should only take me a moment.
Hold on, it's gonna take me a while to get used to hunters jumping. I get so used to playing Warlock.
Like this. Find the vertical, Guardian.
Nice. Is this like a crashed spaceship? Oh, so you can pause and control that. Seven. What will is done in trust.
Your vitals stabilized. Must be a fluke.
I don't know, there was something over in the corner that he was saying. Oh, yay, Matter Spark. Alright, Spark, move fast. If your timer runs out in a tight space, you'll need a revive. Like, why in the world did they put this on a timer? That's the part I don't get. It says escape the area. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Dang it. Teleported. Okay, it says pylons charged. the other entry point is. That's gotta be the other charge, but it's shielded. That's gotta be it right there. This makes me nauseous. Yeah, I didn't realize that the first time I ran through this is that when you aim down sights, you see it turns into a triangle. And so that shot is different from just the normal shot. If you wait a little bit, like a 2 to 3 second delay, it turns into a triangle. and then it combines the three, I don't know, 3-4 different shots it fires into one. So it's interesting. But the game still doesn't tell me where to go all the time, which is what took me the longest to get through it the first time around. It gives you the objective, but it doesn't tell you, like, here's where the Matterspark entrance is. I don't know. I'm picking up a bunch of stuff on radar. Yeah, the arrow where it tells you how to navigate the space is just all over the place. So you really just have to eyeball it and see where you're going. Well, we got company.
Same elixir combatants from earlier. They are persistent. Stay vigilant and don't let them come back again.
Well, that's the thing I was the most disappointed about with this expansion, is that we're fighting Elixni for like the 100th time, and I really expected to, I don't know, just do something different enemies, different location, of course. But then you jump into the first mission and you're fighting Fallen again, so it kind of takes the excitement out of it. That's a good throw. Oh crap. Okay, so there's one more around here somewhere. Where is it? I think that's it over there, but... yeah. Okay. Wow. There's a chest in there. Okay.
That's the last of them. We've got what we need. Let's head back to the train and see if we can't get past that line.
No more transmissions on the backlog. Timestamps are all off. Keep heading for the train. Maybe we can triangulate a location.
Oh, there's a hole in the floor. Okay. Ooh, a chest. Oh, darn. Can't open it yet. Whoa. It is known you are death. 9, reach out. Yeah, just above my...
Suppose you're right, Drifter, and we are dealing with the Nine. You have the most experience with them. What did you observe in your interactions?
Rumor has it the Nine are extra-dimensional. Caught in the gravity of Sol's heaviest hitters. You know, planets, moons, stuff like that. There are aliens, and there are aliens, and these guys are aliens. They don't live in this dimension, which means
it's empty. I gotta go into Matter Spark form just to go through the door. Yeah, the last time I played the last story mission, my head was hurting so bad the next day because the matter spark motion when you're rolling around, I don't know, it just makes me nauseous. So I'm definitely gonna take a break from that. I don't think I can shoot through that. Hold on. I got a bolt charge times 6. So let's see. Whoa. Let's go area. There we go. Got company. That guy is so annoying.
From another elixir.
Special to the people here. Use it. See you on the other side. Talk there. You can, all about Earth?
I just picked up on that. When he asked her, "What are you doing here?" he recognized her right away. So he was really talking to her, thinking that she knew who he was. Well, it's already empty. No use of dropping the force field thingy shield. Yeah, I would have rather just run instead of going in a matter of spark. Here we go. What kind of name is Lodi? Honestly, I think he just made it up.
Sorry for all that earlier. My name's Lodi. My introductions are usually that way. Come on, let me show you around.
Yes, my character still doesn't talk.
Your companion gave me a debrief about your mission before she insisted on meeting the scientists. Scientists? Oh yeah, the Ionians are brilliant. The great hosts showed up here.
Objects from a different time were sent to us. Like Overcrawl, Enlightened. Did you get one too?
Of sorts. Got a call of my own. Hope your ride was smoother than mine. Are you headed back to Earth?
Are you asking for a ride?
Just conversation. Appreciate the offer. I'm staying with the locals for a while. Time distortions all over this place. Lakes to make cars reverse for the crowd. Fascinating. You know, the language structure is similar to yours. Keep an eye out for the House of Exiles, and I'd likely get close to my report. If you're here to sort out the time anomaly, it sounds like we're on the same side. I'll help you look into your calling card. The locals will step away to your tasks. See what you can handle yourself. Just a few words. Appreciate that.
Person of no words. I haven't heard my character talk in a couple of years, I think. Which is weird. I mean, it's just weird. I don't know.
These Ionians were able to temporarily stabilize the singularity. They prevented their planet from splitting until someone could help. I'm as surprised as you think it is for so long. This place is shrouded in dark matter. Could have cloaked the presence of sentient life from the outside. Ghost, did you find the source of the distress signal?
We made contact with Mona here in the settlement. He's offered to help us look into our reputation and info people. He seems trustworthy, but his presence here feels very convenient.
Uncomfortable. I'd say he's as out of place as we are.
Why is this Elixni just standing here? I'm just wondering. The inscrutable Elixni wears exile colors and eyes you warily with distrust. Peaceful exiles are few and far between, but he appears to be one. You cannot discern the intent behind his insect-like chittering, and he makes no attempts to clarify for your benefit. Oh, goodness. Okay. The Edge of Fate, the language of the interface is indecipherable, but the altar appears to be unpowered. It cannot process a strange lit capsule integration. Ghost is tracing power transfers around the altar site. The source appears to be dark matter conduits, most likely kept away from the Ionian security zone for safety. Ghost believes it's possible to restore power. Dang. Well, what I really want is access to the weapons and armor for this particular character, and I don't know if they're gonna give me that if I don't run through the story. Ah, goodness. Yeah, they're not going to give me access to the weapons and armor unless I run through this stupid campaign again. Let me see. Yeah, because I can't even access it anymore. That's a bummer. Okay, I didn't know that was going to be the case. And like I said, it's not like I don't like the campaign. I don't like the mechanics they make you go through to actually run through it all. All right. So I need a break because I'm not excited about jumping back into Matter Spark right now. Seasonal hub, defeat targets, grade B, bonus, auto. Portal activities. Okay. And I can get a 222 at best. Yeah, and like I was trying to explain yesterday too, is that your rewards are tied to your guardian rank, and I can't get to the higher rewards to drop until I do this, the trade-off modifier, and I can't unlock the trade-off modifier until I get to power level 300, which I'm still like 80 points away from. So yeah, I gotta get to the baseline. This is the bottom of where we're supposed to be. If you've been playing the game for a long time, we're supposed to be at rank 6, but they dropped us all the way back to 1. So we work our way back up to 6, but this doesn't unlock until power level 300. That's because it's specifically under master difficulty in the portal. Complete solo ops, okay. Calibrate, okay. All right. And I think come Tuesday, we're gonna have 2 weeks left before, I don't know if this is a season or episode, whatever they're calling it now, but we got 2 weeks left from Tuesday. And then they're gonna release, I don't know what the name of the next season or expansion is gonna be. Alright, so my character is under level. Well, this particular one. So I'm gonna go to the tower and oh, it dropped at a tier 1, 200. So I'm gonna go to the tower and get Hunter's gear up to speed. This is a tier 3. It's got Dragonfly, Repulsor Brace. That's not a bad combo. Precision, Explosive Head, that's good. So I got 3 that are really good. Dealing sustained damage significantly increases precision damage. That's not bad. And then you can put Temporal Blast on here. That one's good. So, yeah, this is a whole nother subject here. But anyway, so if you want to level up your character really fast, I would just concentrate on one character. Concentrate on your main, bring them up to 200, and then your other 2 classes, it'll be a lot easier to bring them up to 200 after that. And go to the tower. But I think that they have some good weapons and armor. But you have to finish the story campaign. That's what it's looking like. And the story campaign is really long. There's like one mission can have like 3 missions inside of that one. And then when you get to the Strangelets, it's like 4 missions inside of one. So it just, I don't know, they drag it out. And then in the middle of all that, you have to figure out how to go from one room to the next room. Sometimes you have to use Matter Spark, or you have to use a combination of Matter Spark, the morphing ability, and the teleporting or transporting weapon. And just traversing to go from one room to the next is just annoying. And there is not really as much direction to tell you where you're supposed to go, or what you're supposed to do, or what switch you're supposed to turn. It's like, I don't know, they turn it into like a puzzle that you have to solve, and that makes it even more annoying. The fighting part of it, I mean, the fighting is simple. It's the figuring out what you're supposed to do, in what order, with which ability. All of that's the annoying part. Okay, so I don't have any drops. Alright, so if you're short on weapons in terms of power level. Banshee will take you up to 200, but that's it. Anything over 200, they cannot help you. So my weapons are fine. His armor, like all of his armor, it needs some help. And he did get one new drop. $219. So, of course, the stat distribution is not good where I want it to be, but that's something. And it looks like they dropped another 10. I don't know. It's weird. It just depends on where you are. If you go to an activity outside of the portal, you will get some really low power level drops. I don't know, it's just weird when you see them. Oh, and they kept Hawthorne the same in terms of you can still get well, I don't think she goes over 200. It doesn't look like she does. Okay, so there's a tier 2 Pinnacle Obscure. That's from the clan. Okay. So I will save that for my Warlock, because that's my main character. But yeah, I think the vendors are capped at 200 here. The vendors in the tower used to be a good place to get prime Ingrams to help you get to the Pinnacle cap, but they changed it out. They took that away. Okay, 801. Everything here is 200, and then of course you can then focus your exotics just in case you want an exotic leaning one way or the other with stats. So I don't know, the currency they're using is exotic requisition order. I don't know where you would get more when you run out, but at the start of the season I had 20 and I already used 9 of them on Warlock. So if you have 3 characters, you have to figure out which gear piece you really want to focus, and that'll bring it under the current system that we're on. Now these are 15,000 glimmer a piece, so yeah, it's pretty expensive. They're not good for stats, obviously. The stats on these are terrible, but the power level is helpful. And I would also recommend not jumping from 10 to like 219, because I have this one here. But if you jump from 10 to 219 with a new piece of armor, like you infuse it, it's going to cost you 55 unstable cores, which is expensive. So anything over 200, they're going to charge you unstable. You're going to have to spend a bunch of unstable cores. So that can really, the cost of that can start piling up over your 3 characters if you got a bunch of stuff that's under level. So I'm getting everything that I want to use up to 200, and then I'll see what I end up using more than anything else. But this is an old class item with the gear stats on it, and this is the new. So ultimately we get more points on the class items, which is good, but you're just gonna have to keep getting these drops if the stat distribution isn't where you want it. So I think this one can go. Oh, this can go. Because even if you masterwork an old piece of gear, you only get 22 points overall. So you use a new piece of gear for your class item. I mean, that's 53 points right there. So just they actually put more, I don't want to say more emphasis, but they made the class items across the board count for more. Yeah, because even with the extra armor mod slot right here, that only gave you, another 10 points. Yeah, so in that regard we get more, but I guess across the board with legendary stuff, legendary armor, they complain because it's like a soft sunset where they really are making us delete a whole bunch of stuff because there's no point of using the old stuff, the old legendary armor. You can still have a few pieces that are good, but especially your class items that are legendary, there is no need to keep those really. What else? Oh, I got a 200 drop. Yeah, so from 10 to 200, they only charge you 1. You only have to spend 1 enhancement core. And enhancement cores are pretty easy to get. So that's not the issue. The issue is after 200, you start having to spend unstable cores, and those, that can get expensive. What else do I have? The exotic armor pieces are a little, it's situational, I guess. So I haven't thrown out many exotics yet. Unless the stats are just really, really that bad. Like these are really bad. Oh, this actually looks decent. And I don't know in terms of stats what Hunter is going to need. I think he's going to need some health though, more than the other 2 characters, because he doesn't have a shield. He doesn't have a barricade, he doesn't have a rift. So you dodge, you go invis, and you hide, you run. You try to be more evasive, but he doesn't, his class item doesn't give him an overshield, which I think it should, since he doesn't have a rift or a barricade. I think that should just be included with the base dodge. You should get an overshield, since warlocks, you use your class ability, you get the rift. Titans, they got the wall or the barricade as a shield. So I'm not sure why they didn't give hunters at least an overshield when he dodges. Okay, so I've got 200 there. Okay. And Falcons is still my favorite. I'm not getting rid of it. If I get one with, I don't know how the stats can be better. Probably more grenade. I would go grenade, weapon, and probably keep health in there somewhere. It's like a third priority. But yeah, after being invisible, your void weapons gain volatile rounds. So I would put, heavy emphasis on weapon grenade, but gosh, because he has to dodge to go invis. You would have to put a lot of stat numbers or points into class. Unless you're going to use weapons like this where you go invis. I don't know, I was going invis after I was getting precision kills. So if you have that type of ability without putting a lot of stat numbers into class, then you don't need it. So I guess it depends on how you build your gear set, what abilities you use. Let's see. Weaken targets. Oh, okay, so you defeat a weakened, suppress, or volatile target grants invisibility and true sight. Okay, right. And then dodging makes you invisible with vanishing step. Which means that you're going to need your class ability up there, but if you can use your grenade to weaken, and I think also the smoke bomb does that. Yeah, it weakens the targets. So as long as you do that, you'll go invis either way, whether it's through Stylus Executioner from weakening the targets, or when you do get your dodge with Vanishing Step, you can go invis. But if you're in a situation where you're fighting a lot of Hive Knights and they're just throwing haymakers with those arc shots, even if you go invis, you don't get an overshield still, so you'll just be invisible and die. That's basically what happens. Okay, and so I don't know if you guys read the Thursday. They call it a TWID now, but it's a TWAB. This Week in Destiny is what they call it. They're gonna nerf the solo ops because they're saying it's too easy to get drops there. So they're gonna take one of the rewards away or drop the rewards by one. They're increasing the reward drop by one reward in fire team ops, I believe. But the problem with that is that fire team ops is still long. Like that, it takes a long time to run those. So it's still going to be more efficient to go solo in solo ops because it just doesn't take you that long to run them. I don't know, but basically they're making it more difficult for people to power, level up their power. Everything's 200. And I don't know what they're going to do with these weapons, though. Because they're still here, but they don't have the new icon next to them. Which means that they don't count for... You can't get the bonus damage to kick in with these. So I don't know if they're going to bring the weapons over. I don't know if they're going to make us switch to a bunch of new stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know how important it is for everybody to get the 10 to 15% damage reduction or resistance. But that's the incentive that they're giving to wear the new gear. And then you have the weapon damage bonuses for the featured exotic weapons, and then the new weapons we're getting, or we have gotten. For gear, Tier 1 is 3% damage resistance, Tier 2 is 6%, Tier 3 is 9, Tier 4 is 12, and then Tier 5 you get 15% damage resistance, and that'll be the average of all of your gear pieces together. So right now I've only got a bonus of 0.6%, and that's simply because I'm only wearing one piece of new gear. And even though this is an exotic, it's not a featured exotic, so it doesn't count towards the game doesn't see this as a tier 5. But if you go over here, this is new and it's a featured exotic. This counts as a tier 5. So with the energy slot weapon damage, you get the full 10% bonus damage. So again, I don't know if that's a big deal to people or not. So for the tiers, like your tier 1 weapons give you a 2% damage bonus. Tier 2 weapons give you 4% damage bonus. Tier 3 6%, Tier 4 8%, and Tier 5 gives you 10%. So the 10% that I got on the energy slot, that's from the featured exotic. With the kinetic slot, I've got a Tier 3. Yeah, I've got a Tier 3 equipped, so that's 6%. And for the power slot, I've got a Tier 2 equipped, So that's giving me a 4% weapon bonus damage. Yeah, so I mean, for me, I'm thinking tier 3 is like the floor of what I'm going after, because this can actually be better than this. Do I have this in tier 4? I'm trying to, let me see. Nope, no I don't. Try to give another example here. Okay, so this is a 3. This is a 4. And of course I got this during, it just dropped randomly during Solstice, the end of a Solstice run. Or it was a solo op activity with the Solstice modifier. So I think this is the only tier 4 I have on the weapon side. And you get double perks for the main columns. The magazines are both enhanced. The barrels are both enhanced. So it's that crazy. And then the weapon mod is also enhanced. So that's why you have people who are spending, I don't know, 10 to 15 hours a day grinding through to get their power level up so they can get tier 5 drops. I don't have the time, the patience for it. And they're basically running K1 Logistics and Caldera over and over and over and over again. So yeah, Bungie, I think, is gonna nerf that on Tuesday morning. So I don't know, you have to take advantage of that now. So that was a tier 4 version. This is the tier 3. You still have double traits in these columns, but your magazines and your barrels are not enhanced. The weapon mods are not enhanced. And there is no way for us to enhance the weapon ourselves anymore. Last season, if we got a weapon that we really liked, we can enhance it. We could enhance it ourselves. This season, if you get a weapon that you really like and it's not enhanced already, you cannot enhance it. Which means that you have to get that particular weapon to drop again with the enhanced, the rest of the enhanced perks and whatnot on it, which is it just takes a lot more time to do that. Yeah. But this one's Burning Ambition, Incandescent, Feeding Frenzy, Attrition Orbs. So I think 3 of these I like. Feeding Frenzy I don't really pay attention to that much. But yeah, so this is the tier 3. I think the tier 2 versions I had of this weapon, I tossed them. Like I said, I'm clearing out my vault space. This is the tier 1 weapon, which I'm getting rid of a bunch of these because not only do they not have the double perks for the main slots or main columns, but nothing at all is enhanced. So and Plus, when you equip it, like, let's say energy slot, I've got the 10% bonus damage on it right now. If you swap this out for the tier 1, the energy slot weapon damage drops to 2% bonus, which is like, you know, probably not even noticeable. So yeah, the tier 1s and the tier 2s, I mean, if you swap this with a tier 2, the damage will go up to 4%. Like right here, this is a tier 2. You don't get double perks in these columns, but the 2 that you do have are both enhanced. So if you really like the 2 that's here, I mean, that's something. But weapon mods are not enhanced. Batteries, barrels, nothing else is enhanced. So it's okay, but that's why I said, like, the tier 3 weapons are the floor. Because once you get to 3, like I said, you get the added traits here on the bottom. So even though you don't have the magazine and the barrels enhanced, the mods are not enhanced, you do have this part in here. Like, this is like a really good scenario because you can basically get a 2 combination. You can either go incandescent, you can switch this up however you want to between these 4. So I would probably go attrition orbs and then either incandescent or burning ambition, depending on what I was doing. So instead of having 2 separate weapons like this in tier 2, you can just have 1 weapon in tier 3 and you can swap between this stuff. So ultimately that saves you vault space. And if it's also a hollow foil, I mean, that's just an added bonus. That's just style points. I don't know the difference between a regular weapon mod and one that's enhanced, but that the enhanced weapon mods don't show up until tier 4, where everything else is enhanced. Tier 5, I believe you get an intrinsic perk down here that's added on in this first or this second column here. Another perk will be right here. So that would be what tier 5 looks like. Yep. So there's that. So yeah, if I switch from a tier 1 to tier 4, then the energy slot, the bonus goes up to 8%. So there's that. And as long as the weapon is featured, then you're gonna get the full tier 5 10% for that particular slot. So the weapons are not tied to each other. The game is not tying them all together and just giving you an average, but the game is tying all your armor together and giving you an average of what that is. Like, this is a 1, and these don't have anything at all, as far as I can tell. So yeah, it's a little. If I put, like, okay, so for damage resistance bonus, I've only got 1 out of 5. So it's only looking at my cloak, my class item for damage, and that's 0.6%. So the only other tiered piece of armor Hunter has right now is the helmet that just dropped. So if the power level is the same right? But if I equip this and then I come back over here to damage resistance, now it's got 2 out of 5 that count, and the percentage jumped to 1.8. So that's basically what you have to do. The armor is a lot tougher to get around if you want that extra damage resistance bonus, because 1.8% is just, it's like nothing. Yeah, I don't know how to get around that. So that's why I'm saying, like, I have to get to 300 so I can finish this, get to rank 6 for the Guardian rank, and then my drops will be better. Because right now I'm kind of stuck on tier 2. I am getting more tier 3s, but I really do need to get to 300. And last season and I don't know, previous years, they never tied our power level progress to Guardian ranks. So I don't know why. I don't know why they did it this time. Because normally I'm hovering around 6 and 7, and that's been like for the 10 years I've been playing the game. I've never been up at 8 or 9 or anything like that. But this season, if you're down here somewhere, especially, like, forget it. It's not good. Obviously you'll get drops, but your drops won't be as good as they would be if your Guardian rank was higher. Wow, that's a good looking helmet though. So apparently my clan went into Pinnacle Ops and they got armor drops. Oh my goodness, this is bad. And if you had a build around mobility, you might as well throw that away, because that's not even going to work anymore. There's no more mobility in the game. If you have something around resilience, you're gonna have to redo that as well. So I don't know, it's weird. Oh, you know what I can do? Hold on. I was gonna switch characters. Wait a minute. Okay, solo today. The focus activity is creation for a change. And you get the kinetic, I think that's a kinetic scout rifle. Bonus drops. I don't know if those are actual drops though. Okay, so I'm gonna get some more progress on here. curious about what's actually going to drop for him since he hasn't finished the story campaign. Or I haven't finished the story campaign on this character. I need an auto rifle. This is not very good, but it is a 3. Oh, and they are adding more activities in the portal, or yeah, within this system, so we won't be playing. I don't know, we might still end up playing the same activity 2 or 3 activities over and over again, but okay, so auto, submachine, trace, machine guns. And let's see. The other thing that they're nerfing is one of the challenge modifiers. Which one was it? This one. They're gonna nerf this one. The equipment locked. They're saying that like I go from a C plus to an A just by putting on this one restriction, and they're saying that they don't want players to jump from a C plus to an A just by putting this on, because it doesn't make the activity harder. So since it doesn't make the activity harder, they're going to decrease the multiplier you would get with this particular loadout restriction, and they're going to put more emphasis on avant-garde, because see, you would go to a B instead of an A. So they want more emphasis on this one, because this is gonna force players to use the new gear, new weapons, in order to get the modifier to go up as high as they want it to. So yes, they are buffing this, how many points you get with this, or how much credits you get with this, and they're going to bring this down to where this is now. So I guess they're going to swap these two. This will come down to a B, and then they're going to bring this up to an A. And I've already heard players complain because they don't like avant-garde. They just want to use whatever they want. They don't want to have to use a featured weapon or a featured armor piece or whatever just to get their points to go up on the activity. But I think that's how Bungie wants us to play the game, really. So we're gonna have to come over here and put on more modifiers or whatever to get an A. I don't think I'm able to get an A plus, but yeah. And then if you want to get to Guardian rank number 6, you have to select Master, which is 300 power, and you're going to have to select the trade-off mod, which is, I think it's in here. Yeah, this is a trade-off modifier. So you're gonna have to put that on and complete the activity with that applied. But obviously I can't do that right now because the combatant power would be 310, and my current power with the gear I have on is 207. So there's no way I could beat this activity. So I can't unlock my Guardian rank 6 because my power level is too low, which means that my reward rank is going to be stuck on bronze 1, which means that this number is not going to be very high. So right now I'm at 220. I can only get to 222 with this drop here, and this is rank 2. So yeah, I have to get my Guardian rank up so that I'm not stuck on bronze 1, so that my rewards down here can be better. So you have to get an A over here with your modifiers, and you also have to get your Guardian rank up higher than bronze, that's for sure. So these two, the mods and your Guardian rank over here, work together to tell you down here what type of reward and how high you can get with that particular activity. And I don't think I can get this any higher than what it is. Like, even if my points went way up, but it's not like you get an A plus. It's gonna just stay as an A. And this number doesn't go up at all. It's stuck there. So again, that's why I have to get my Guardian rank past bronze 1, which I don't know what's past bronze 1. I'm assuming that there's a silver level and then a gold, but that's really what it is. So for the next few days, in the current system, all you really have to do is lock your equipment so you can't swap anything out during the activity, and that will give you an A for that. Because at a C plus, you're gonna get, well, I'll get a 220. So where was I? Here we go. So yeah, going from a C plus to an A instead of a 220, it's a 222. So yeah, a 2-point jump is not a lot, but that's where I'm at right now. Oh my gosh, I gotta change my ship. This one doesn't look very good. Oh, I remember this one, okay.
Sensitive operation, Guardian. Clear each sector before it runs out. It's difficult, but at least here, time only flows one way.
Yeah, I should have just ran my normal build. I don't like this auto rifle. And there's a bunch of Vex in here too. I should have went Void. Yeah, there is no synergy with my build with this. This is a nice location, bro. Exoscience is one of my favorites in the game. Just like the look of it. Like a futuristic science lab. Very nice. Oops. Oh, that's a slow reload time. Come on. Well,
It's pretty clear the Guardians find on their own, but it would be nice to have more light bearers for these missions.
I agree, but the Traveler isn't making any more of us ghosts. A lot of those without guardians went to the hive. The long lives are normal for us. Nothing we can't give up. Right, Guardian?
yeah, I was what? About a minute too long. $222 tier 2 drop. See, and then they dropped to 208. Like, I don't know. Oh my goodness. And they dropped to 222 here. I don't know, it's just they drop these random tier 1 and then it's lower than your power level. I don't know. It's weird. This was supposed to be a 222 as well, but I don't know. I don't know. This one has weapons grenade class. And then this is the guaranteed drop. Yeah, I think they still gave it to me, even though I was, what, like 50 seconds late, something like that. But anyway, I think for this content, I think I can get away with my old set. I have to go through the comparisons, though. I'm definitely going to keep the new cloak, because my old cloak is not going to give me 53 points. It's just not. But I have to look at where, gosh, do I want to go? I guess I'm going to go health for sure. Simply because I just think that he needs a little bit of protection. Definitely needs to be protected more. Let's see, I've got 2 bombers and Reaper. So, and I'm not going to keep this one. I'm going to wait until a better one drops. Okay, so there's Reaper, Bomber. There's a class font. I think the fonts give you a plus 20 points in that particular stat. So depending on which stats you're focusing on, that it can be helpful. Okay, so that wasn't expensive at all. They gave me plus 5 on the stats that I don't have anything on, or the stats that are 0. They gave them 5 points when you masterwork it. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, Hammerhead doesn't have the weapon bonus, but it's still a better weapon. You know what I mean? So, yes, it doesn't have enhanced traits. It doesn't count towards a damage bonus for your weapons, but it's still a better weapon. Yeah, so I got destabilizing rounds with killing tally, which is awesome. You can't enhance the barrels or the magazines or the mods. The new mods are not on here, or not available. So stuff like temporal burst, you can't put it on the old weapons. But I mean, it's to me it's still better. If you have a role that you really, perk combination you really like, and you've enhanced it, and it's still really effective. And then Festival Flight is really good for, to me. So even though I usually have Riptide here, I don't miss it that much. Riptide is more direct though. It's like Festival Flight, it's a little, there's a delay with the damage. Alright, so this is what I normally use. Chill clip heating up, which is okay, but more so for this perk I have it, and yeah, it doesn't have access really to any of the new mods. It's not tiered, so there's no weapon bonus, but that's my backup, or that's what I usually use. And then on the energy, I mean, if you want to use something new, third iteration is not bad at all, to be honest. Let me see. But I used Graviton Lands yesterday to get past that final mission. It is featured this season for some reason, I don't know. In terms of perks, I mean, it's very straightforward, but cosmology works really well. You got the added range because of the catalyst. The stability's maxed out at 100. So for ad clearing, it's great because of cosmology. And then as far as boss damage, you still have Black Hole. Second shot of a burst rips a hole through space-time, doing high damage and recoil with no fall off. So yeah, it's a 2-shot pulse rifle. The second shot, there's no damage fall off. So you can be across the map, and that second shot of the 2 burst, that's gonna be like heavy impact. So it's really effective. I will switch out my gear when I get better drops. Because right now my weapons is really low. My health is in a pretty good spot. But I think I'm gonna go health, weapons, probably class. Because I really do want my dodge as much as possible. Alright, so it is... Ooh, I've been on here for a while. Alright, so I'm going to make one more run and then that'll be it for me for today. Because I have to get some more work done. I actually have to go to work, sort of. Defeat targets. Okay, that one's finished. This is 223 now. So yeah. the portal bonus drops, I mean, they're not like actual drops. I don't think, unless that's what the 208 is, because I looked at the sword and I'm thinking that's what the bonus drop is, but the bonus drop is not a prime drop. So instead of giving me 222, it gave me 208, which is weird. I don't know, that's weird. What's in the pinnacle? Oh, they got bent retrograde. Achieve grade B or higher to earn this reward. I don't have that weapon yet, but I've heard a ton of good things about it. The best I would probably get is a tier 3, and I don't know how the perks fall or what perks are available, but that's a weapon that I need. I haven't ran Encore in so long. Have I run it solo before? Yeah, but it was a pain in the butt at the end. Yeah, I would run that with a team. It would be much faster. Okay, so I'm gonna go one more run with creation. And then that'll be it for me today, because I have some work to do to get done, and then probably this evening I'll see what I can do with Encore, if I can get a mint retrograde to drop. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Okay, so my grade is still the same. I think I have the same. Yeah, everything stayed put. So I don't have to reinsert the modifier. Okay. But I gotta go faster. And I think while I'm listening to while I'm working on some other stuff, I have to find a few new builds for Hunter and Titan, because I'm not sure what I want to run with them. %. That's what I mean. All right, let's go. push this closer to 30 before I get it, but I gotta pick it up before Tuesday reset though. Okay, so the dailies are done. I've got 3 more weekly challenges left. It's not too bad. Oh, what was the other menu? What's this? Expert Conquest. Already. Oh, yeah, I did do that one. Already completed. Expert Conquest, Dark Priestess. Okay, so I also heard that they are going to make these replayable. So I ran this on Warlock, and then once I ran it one time, it just locked me out. So I don't even know if I can you select this again? Yeah, the launch is not up. I don't know, it's weird. I think it's locked. So they're gonna open these up, and I think they're gonna add more conquests as well. And then there's Master, all those. I went yesterday and ran, was it the Altar of Sorrows? You do get drops, but they're not they're not very good. And I got tier 2 stuff on here. Okay, so this is a 3. This is a 3. Wow, this is a good looking helmet. Holy smokes. Hunters, they do get some of the best looking gear. Alright, so I have to clear this off. And what else? I want to see if I can get these to a 3 before I start picking up everything. Because right now there's everything's 2. Most of it's 2, tier 2. But yeah, 80 points away from 300. I have a while to go. So basically, this is 550 ranks, but they consolidated them down to 10. I don't know, for some reason. And then there's still the bonus down here, I guess. Every 500,000 XP you get a Bright Ingram. So yeah, every time you unlock one of these, there's a Bright Ingram. I don't know if there's anything world breaking on here. I mean, this is a interesting looking shader. But yeah, which means that since it's consolidated, it just means that we have less rewards to pick up off of here after we get to 100. And we got 16 days, 20 hours left from now, so see how far you can get. I don't know if I can get up to the shader, I don't know. Whoa, that's not good. Last Disciple, multi-cell mask, which is an ornament. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not better than this one. This one's really good. So yeah, I think this is the set that you get off of Kepler. I'm not sure. This is the cloak. Oh, there's no hood. So you really get to see that nice helmet all the way around. Okay, not bad, not bad. This looks the same, except a slightly different color, I guess. I don't know, that's weird. This, I don't know the design style they were going for with the Kepler stuff, but the planet or location, it just doesn't look, the colors, the yellow with the green, it reminds me of Io in some ways, but yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the style. Tech set vest, that's pretty good. Yeah, so I think I'm probably gonna like this particular set. This one is kind of in between. It's not as flashy as this one, but they both look like the same thing. Picking up an orb of power grants special ammo progress. Huh. Yeah, they definitely look the same. Similar. It's not terrible, but it's not great. I don't know what that's not bad. That can work. But yeah, I want to wait until I guess at least a 230. Oh, they're actually giving this set away. Wow. It's actually the set that I'm wearing, but you can't find it in the store. And this is the one that I'm wearing is my favorite set, but they don't have this. It's usually not in the game, so I'm surprised that it's in Eververse now for. What is it? 1200 bright dust for the chest piece. Yeah, this is my favorite set for Hunter. So because I have to wear Gerfalcon's the exotic chest piece, I don't wear this one, but it's very nice. And then the color, the shader, I don't know what shader they're using for this. So I tried to put the black with the little orange highlights. I tried to put that on my other gear pieces. I cannot find the shader. So the shader is not in the game. They usually don't put this armor ornament in the game. It's stingy. So yeah, I jump on that one. Eternal Vengeance vest. Really, really like it. Yeah, if you go here, I usually don't see it anywhere. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's not available. I do like this one, but do I really want to pay $20 for it? No. No, I don't. But as you can see, it's really popular. Oh, and let me do something with this. Do I want to go back to laser cutter? Probably. And get rid of this one. This one, whoa, that's bad. That's actually pretty good. Okay, I'll keep that one. That one I like, of course. I used to like this one more than I do now, but the whole Rasputin War Mine theme on that. This one is the old school. Was it the Black Armory? I think. Yeah, this old school. When the forges were out. This was my favorite. What else? This one is okay. I like the design, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with the color. This one with the flames, I like that part. The color needs help, but that's how it looks. And then obviously this one just looks like a B2. So it's crazy they put this in the game. Anyhow, let's go Trials of Osiris. Alright, so I gotta update all that stuff later on, and that's all I have for today. Like I said, when I come back this evening, I'll just grind some more ops for power and just keep going from there. Now, when the new expansion or episode, whatever they're calling it, whenever that comes out, it'll be a lot easier for us to get to, gosh, I think we're going to 500 for the hard cap, and then the pinnacle cap will be 550. So if you're patient enough just to wait, then when the next episode comes out, it's going to be easier to power level up. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So in terms of power level, everyone's caught up with their armor, so I'm happy about that. All right, everyone have a great the rest of your weekend. Take care.